All right. We are live. Hello, everybody. Come on in the room. And you know the drill. I gotta get everything set up.
We
Uh-oh. Turn the volume down. First of all. This is going to be a great conversation tonight, y'all. So come on in. Get ready. Get ready. Okay. All right. So I have shared it to my page. And okay. So we'll just give people some time to come on in. And once you get in here, say hello. Let us know you're in the room. Let us know where you're joining from, too. Come on. I wish I could sing.
Oh, in the room.
I wish I could sing. I'm telling y'all. I would have the microphone all over the place.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It would be so much fun. All right, Miss Minnie from ATL. Hello. Hello. Thank you for watching tonight. We appreciate you. So this is going to be a great conversation. And I know you only see two brothers, and I'll explain that in a minute. It's still going to be good, though. Got two great perspectives. Hey, Carly. Hey, Jackie. All right. Got my family up in here. Hey, y'all. Okay. I see my cousin tuning in. Hey. All right. We are ready. Hey, y'all. Okay. I see my cousin tuning in. I'm excited too, girl. I can't wait. I'll give it one more minute so we can have all the time that we need. Because this is going to be good. As soon as the clock says 8:03, we will get started. So we got ATL, we have New Orleans, we got Virginia, Maryland. It's looking like an interesting conversation. Yes, cousin, it is. It's going to be real good. Buckle your seatbelts, ladies. These brothers have something to say. Yes, indeed. Hi, Mama Pam. Come on in, everybody. All right, so it's 8:02. I can't wait any longer. We're just going to get started. So if you are just now tuning in, welcome to Relationship Talks. I am your host, Siobhan Carter, and what that means, I am the You Relationship Coach, and what that means is I am passionate about all things concerning relationships, especially the relationship that you have with yourself. And I have the pleasure of being joined by two brothers tonight. So I know on the flyer, and I have been promoting four brothers, but unfortunately, we had some unforeseen circumstances with two of our brothers, so they couldn't join us tonight. So we only have two of our brothers, but that does not mean that the discussion is going to be any less great, because I know these brothers are going to give it to us. And that probably gives us a little more time, to talk through the questions and everything with just two of them. So I'm still excited. It's still going to be good. So thank you for tuning in. So let me introduce you to these brothers. So I have known Rob Cheeseboro for a long time. I won't say how long, but we are college classmates. So we went to school together at the Florida A&M University in Tallahassee. FAMU. So we have known each other since that time, and just a good brother who I've had him on the show a couple of times before. So I'm excited to have you back, Rob. So introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about who you are.
I am Robert Cheeseboro. I am 45 years old, just turned 45. I am born in New York, grew up in Florida. Now I'm in Atlanta, or north end of Atlanta. I am a marketing communications guy. I manage social media for companies. I have a huge client base, and I have a lot to say in general.
Mhm. Okay, all right. And we're ready to listen. And so I also have Mr. Murray McKeithan Jr., who I just recently met through a good girlfriend of mine. So I'm excited to have you on because I know you're going to have some great things to share with us. So introduce yourself to the people, let them know a little bit about who you are.
Hey, what's up, TV land, Facebook land? Hey, my name is Murray McKeithan Jr. I go by Scotty Jr. or Mojo, depending on where I'm at. I'm originally from North Carolina, a little small town near Fayetteville. I'm a staff worker working for the United States Army. I live in the DC, Maryland area, the DMV, and I got two daughters, Kiara and Hannah, Key and Bochet or Bojangles, and I'm the new 32.
The new 32.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. The new 32. Okay. All right. So we are ready to jump into this conversation. And if you're just joining us, two of our brothers couldn't make it, but we're still going to have a great conversation. So tonight we are talking about men's views on six-figure dating. Okay. And it was a whole lot of conversation around this topic with the Kevin Samuels video that many of you have probably seen over and over, this clip of him talking to this woman who makes six figures herself, and she wanted a man who made six figures. So I'll be honest with y'all. At first, I didn't want to talk about this because when I saw the little clip of it, I was all the way up in my feelings. Okay. I was like, how he going to tell her, that she can't have what she want, and he going to, berate her and saying that she's average and all this kind of stuff, because I only saw the clip of the conversation. So after I got out of my feelings and just kind of looked at it objectively, and I looked at the entire video, my views change. So I'll talk about that a little bit more as we go into the discussion. But I really did want to have this conversation from the man's point of view. I wanted to know what men thought about this subject. So let me break it down for you before we get into the questions for tonight, because if you haven't seen this Kevin Samuels video, let me give you a summary of what's going on. So we have this lady, she's 35 years old. She owns her own business and makes six figures. She has a 13-year-old son whose father is not as involved as she would like him to be in his life. She rates herself as a 5 in the face, but a 6 when she puts on makeup. She's a size 3 in dress size. She tried dating down, but they want her to be their business partners, is what she said. And she believes she needs a high value man, which is in her mind, a guy that makes six figures, a guy that is ambitious, that she can respect and admire. So that is a summary of the things that she said in this video. So Kevin Samuels' response to her was, one, she called in on disagreement day. So it wasn't about getting advice. She called in on a day where it was about, and she lives in North Carolina. Thank you, Patrice. And she called in on disagreement day, and she called in and asked what she wanted to ask. So he saw that as rude and selfish, and that she wants what she wants. And that was kind of, the premise of what he was trying to share with her. He said men who make six figures have options and wouldn't want a woman like her. He says she doesn't qualify for one. He also said average looking women tend not to get high earning men. He suggested that she gets an average guy, and that women like her die alone because she thinks she's better than men making less than her. So that is the summary of the conversation. So, Scotty and Rob, let's get into what you all think about it. So I'll start with you, Rob. What are your thoughts about the young lady's want and Kevin's response?
Honestly, he was nice.
Okay.
He was dead on. He read her like he should have. At the end of the day, she was 100% wrong, and then she jumped in her feelings. But hey, she asked for it.
Okay, she asked for it. Okay, so you think he was justified in what he said?
Absolutely.
All right, Scotty, what you got? What you think?
I have a different slant. I mean, I agree with Rob and everything. She, called in on the wrong day, and she's a business owner. And Kevin, he said, "Look, I'm running a business here. You're a business owner, so you know how businesses ran. So he could have easily cut the conversation and say, hey, set up an appointment. Thank you for calling in. Talk to you later. Bye."
Mm-hmm.
But because she wanted to be persistent, and I think she more or less hit a trigger point that's real sensitive to him, and pretty much made him like, okay, now you really got me upset, pissed off. So now I'm about to give it to you. and as a result, whenever you're going into these various platforms, you got to know the rules, and you got to follow those rules. And if you don't follow those rules, you got to make sure you got to be prepared for the consequences that's going to come about as of you not following the rules. So yeah, admittedly, she was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She was wrong.
So ladies, feel free, and guys, feel free to chime in and tell us what you think, because I really want to hear what you think as well. So Patrice says he was spot on. Wow. Cut the convo, call back. Okay. So, when I watched the full video, I could understand where he was coming from when he said you called in on the wrong day and you basically are just trying to get what you want. I get that. Like, I really understand that. And yes, he could have cut the cut the conversation short. But in his mind, he wanted to prove a point.
Yes,
He was
absolutely.
like, okay, let's use this as a lesson. And
Yes.
so he used that as the lesson for the day. So I guess when you take the emotions out of it and you look at it, like she knew what day it was. She watches the show and she's like, look, I don't care about your little show and what day it is. I'm calling because I want something from you.
Yes.
And do you think that that's how women approach dating situations? Like, do you think that was kind of where he was going with that? What are your thoughts?
I would say that's how females approach most things in life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And let me say this. Let me start by saying this. Mm-hmm. I will speak it very generally.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that I'm talking about every woman that's on here, every woman that sees this, or every woman on the planet. I don't know you. Mm-hmm. I'm speaking in general.
Yeah.
Completely in general.
Okay. All right. So you said basically that's how someone. What are your thoughts, Scotty? Do you think
that's true though? I mean, in general, when people want what they want, they're going to do whatever it takes to get what they want. And even if it means compromising or looking past the stated rules, mm-hmm. they're just going to do that because that's what they want at that time. But as I mentioned, you got to be prepared for the fallout. Whether you get stepped on or whatever, mm-hmm. you got to have tough and thick skin as a result of what I just said. You can choose you can make a decision, but the consequences of your decision you cannot control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see what the people are saying. So Malcolm says she created an environment of being judgmental, so she was judged based on his feelings toward her statement. Okay, all right, and we're gonna unpack this a little bit more. We're gonna dig into the rest of what she said. So Patrice said, "Look, I understand that part, but the rest of it was rude. I'm sorry." Okay, I understand, Patrice. I get it. That's how I felt in the beginning.
But there's one thing, like if you watch him going forward,
mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot he left off of that. Like he didn't tell her to put her penis up.
Mm-hmm,
and like he says that now.
He does.
He was nice in that sense.
Oh wow!
Right.
Okay.
There's sometimes some of the call-ins that he gets, the women are very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I get it. I understand the source. Mm-hmm. A lot of women grew up just like a lot of dudes grew up without a male father figure in their life.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of women grew up without a father figure as well. Like, all they saw was mom making it happen.
Absolutely.
So now all they do is make it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You know, they don't understand, and they didn't learn. They didn't see. Okay, I need to step back and be a little bit more feminine and be a little softer and let my man lead, or at least believe he's leading.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Not all of us know, but some of us know that we don't really lead.
Yeah.
Y'all let us think we're leading.
Right. It's the way that you do it, right? It's when you operate in that feminine energy, it's a way for you to, you know, submit and allow your man to lead, but you still lead it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, he could have been more professional about it and tactful in the delivery of the message. But like I said, it was a trigger for him. And he wanted to use it as an example. Like, look, this is what all you Black women do.
Yeah, he definitely went off.
Yeah.
All right, so let's continue to unpack this and get your perspective. So when you hear, so on the show, she talked about the fact that she had tried dating men. So she says she makes 6 figures, and she had tried dating men who she said were not on her level. That's the word she used. Were not on her level. And so I took that to believe they made less than her. And so she said, because those relationships didn't work out, she believes that in order for her to have a successful relationship, she needs a man that's on her level that's making 6 figures as well. So what message does it send to you as a man when a woman says she wants a man who makes 6 figures? We'll start with Rob. Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll start with Rob.
All right. When a woman says she wants to date a man with 6 figures, I don't think most women know what that entails. Like they think it's, oh, we're gonna travel and go to this beach, and I'm just gonna be on that beach and da 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 da. Oh no, yeah, you're gonna get to the beach. We're gonna enjoy that too, but not in the process. The process is no joke, and expectations are no joke, and it doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
So what do you hear when a woman says that? What goes on in your mind when she says, "I want a man that makes 6 figures"? What opinion do you form of that woman?
I immediately think she doesn't know what she's asking for.
Okay, got it.
You know, especially if she's in the sales world or something like that, like where she has to have a mouthpiece and she talks and she pushes. Yeah, she doesn't know what she's asking for.
Okay, got it. All right, Scotty, what about you? What comes to mind when a woman says, "I want a man to make 6 figures"?
Cha-ching. Cha-ching. I get that. Show me the money. Yeah. To me, the message that it sends to me is the foundation of the relationship is going to be about money. And so as soon as the money's gone, cut off, or no longer there, now she's like, deuces, I'm out. I gotta go find the next dude. So therefore, the message that is being conveyed is the fact that the female is saying, hey, I am for sale. And when someone else comes along with more money, I'm out. See ya.
Wow. So you know what that makes me think of? It's like, you know, for a lot of us women, and we're not making this applicable to all women, but Absolutely. For a lot of women, you know, just like we want to be taken care of and know that a man is there for us, it sounds like that's exactly what men want as well. Like, yes, you may make 6 figures, but you don't want a woman who just wants you for that. Like, Absolutely. Don't objectify me and reduce me to how much money I make, right?
Yeah.
Every man that makes 6 figures wants a woman who would sleep in the car with him.
Oh, absolutely.
All gone.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And she's gonna be right next to you, helping you build it back.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's gonna get out there and sell the shirts or pump the flyers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right there.
She's gonna roll her sleeves up. Yes. She's
gonna help put the rubber bands on, whatever it is, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Damn.
So let's talk about that, Rob. Since you went there, and when you say every man that makes six figures wants, what do you believe a man that makes six figures really desires? Like what is he looking for? Because one of the things that Kevin Samuels said is, because she has a child whose father is sketchy, she can't get a man that makes six figures. Because she is average looking at best, she can't get a man that makes six figures. So what do you believe that men that make six figures are looking for?
Okay. I think we're looking for partnership. First and foremost, like we want somebody to be our partner and to help us push through, because you're going to enjoy the benefit of being there, but it's like getting the trenches with us. At least that's how it is for me.
Okay. So partnership and getting in the trenches. Okay. All right. Scotty, what about for you?
I believe what a guy is looking for is a woman that, as Rob said, companionship, one that has integrity, character, loyal, loving, caring, genuineness. And for me, my all-time favorite is one that can take two words and make a sentence. Think about that for a moment.
Take two words and make a sentence.
Yeah, and make a sentence. Okay. Basically, I want you to not only you've caught my attention with the physical. Now go to my mind, make love to my mind, intrigue my mind to where that will keep me with you. Because now that physical goes away, but you got my mind, girl. I'll do anything for you. You blow my mind.
Well, okay, like I'm with you, kind of.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
I need to see the whole physical, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a visual. I'm a designer. I'm published as a designer. I'm a writer. You know what I mean? Like I need to see it.
Yeah.
But then, it's got to be in the mind. Like I have to be able to have an intelligent conversation with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Because there's always a better body.
Yes. Always
a better body. There's always a better mouth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Chick, there's always gonna be a chick better who can give better oral than you. So it's your mind. Yeah.
So let's see what Carolee said. She said, what does looks have to do with it? Average women are married to rich men. So does it matter that she's average looking? Does it matter that she has kids? Like what about that piece of it?
Absolutely, it matters. I won't go first. No, I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay, Scotty, go
ahead. Go ahead.
You, man.
So looks does matter. However, if her character, her attitude is jacked up, I don't care how fine, how pretty and sexy you are. Guess what? You's ugly.
True indeed.
Period.
Yeah. If your inside's rotten, it doesn't matter what's outside.
Yes.
So it's not so what I'm hearing is looks do matter. So and I guess it depends, because in his mind she was average. And so
he said she was average.
He said she did basically rate herself as average.
You know what I mean? She rated herself that low because he was smart. He took 7 away from him. You take 7 away from most of y'all, it's a wrap.
Now, see, I didn't agree with that part, because I'm like, who are you to tell me what number I should? What if I wanted to say 7? What if
all y'all say 7?
Well, that's my number. You don't get to tell me what number. Okay.
You're either gonna go up or you're gonna go down, but you ain't gonna sit there.
I didn't think that was right, but I hear what you're saying. So Patrice says average is subjective, so it really just depends. So, but what I hear you guys saying is, she can have the body just look amazing, breasts, but all that kind of stuff, or whatever you deem body to be. But if her spirit, if her attitude isn't right, then none of that matters.
No.
I say it's like having a Ferrari with 3 wheels.
You ain't going nowhere.
No spare tire, you ain't going nowhere. All you can do is stand next to the nice looking car, lean on it.
Yep, exactly.
And you ain't got the key to crank it up. You can't even hear the motor.
Exactly. And average, what is average? Really?
Yeah.
What is average? Because we
Yes.
can look in the dictionary and see what average means,
Mm-hmm.
but Rob's average and my average can be completely polar opposites.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Because it's really based upon where you grew up,
Mm-hmm.
your past experiences, and Rob can think a female with big brown eyes is the best thing since Halle Berry, and I can be like, she alright. So it's all subjective
Yeah.
Right. I
as to
agree.
what average really is.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, because especially today, women can go get their body pulled and sucked
Absolutely. Yeah.
and everything looks outstanding. So
Yes.
it's really like, what do you really, really like for us?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're going to be physically attracted to you first.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
y'all have so many tools to cheat. So like,
Yes.
you get no points from me. If you look raggy, like, it's ridiculous. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't
Yeah.
ugh.
If you can look beautiful with just bare minimal makeup on, man, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
because
natural.
a lot of people, a lot of women per se, they doll themselves up, and when they take the makeup off, you're like, oh,
Right.
what was that?
Whoa.
Who is
Yeah.
You're
that?
like, whoa, hey,
Trickery.
put
So
that wig
somebody
back on,
asked, like,
please.
why do about average women end up with $1,000 dudes? Okay, reason why is because they met that dude early. They jumped on with that dude
Yes,
early.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
When I got married, I wasn't that type of dude. I wasn't making that kind of money. I was
Mm-hmm.
barely making $30,000 when we got married.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm well over $100,000, but you have to start low, and either he has the motivation to build and do more, or you have to push, and y'all do it together, whatever
yeah,
it is. But
Now
that's
I do, and I love that point that it one of the things about asking for a man who makes or six figures or making that a part of your standards or requirements is, what if he doesn't make it at first and he's working towards that, but then what about what Pam says, because she wants that doesn't mean she won't be there when you don't have it. So what if she's saying, hey, what if she makes it and she's used to a certain quality of life and she's saying, hey, I just want a man that complements that, and I'm still there to be his ride or die, but I just desire that. What are your thoughts about that?
you can desire that. There's nothing wrong with
yes,
you having that desire, but the reality of it is, like Kevin said, 8% of black men make $100,000 or more.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
So if you're cutting it off at 90, you don't want the like you're cutting yourself. You're 8%. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
everybody doesn't have the mentality it really takes to break that number down.
right,
90% of women don't look at men and look at it as a takeaway business.
right,
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
more women than there are men,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the smarter men know that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So if you're not willing to compete, like, you have to understand you're competing. Period.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's entitled to desire
Absolutely.
that. She just got to put herself in the environment to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't put yourself in that environment to compete, guess what? You can be dating down because you're from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
So by you at least sitting at the table playing blackjack or playing poker, at least you're at the table.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
trying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's talk about this. So Kevin Samuels talks about this all the time. He refers to it as high value men, high earning men. Does a man who makes six figures automatically equate to a high value man?
No.
Scotty, okay, all right, Rob.
No, no, and no,
Okay, all
no.
right.
I mean, really, because just because he makes six figures, the dude can be in debt up to his eyeballs, paying child support for 3 kids. And also he could probably, always living beyond his means. So I would argue to say that conversely, a dude with making 5 figures, who's debt free, lives within his means, and has a fat bank account, and knows how to ball on a budget. Now that dude right there, that's a high value man.
But Scotty, they cut that dude out, man. He don't even get a chance. Don't let that man own his own business, and it's something small. He's not sitting behind a computer or something. Oh no,
right. That's true though. That's true. They don't get a chance, and it's just like women, like, well, I'm saying in generalities here. Women like bad guys, not the good guys, if you will. The good guys get looked over for the bad guys, and then after they get dogged out, now they're coming back for the good guys, and the good guys are like, he done dogged you out, huh?
The good guy done moved on to the white girls.
He's gone.
We out. Us good guys.
What'd you say, Rob?
I said the good guys have we left for the white girls.
Oh.
Don't say that. All right. So what I'm hearing is a 6-figure man, a man who makes 6 figures, doesn't automatically equate to high value. It's really about who you are as a man, how you carrying, whatever you bring in, how you're managing that. Are you being responsible? That kind of thing.
It's about character. Yeah. It's about character.
Okay.
It's about being willing to teach, and whether that's teach down to a child, reach over to a brother, talk to a sister, educate, learn and educate at the same time. And to me, it's about willingness to adapt. That's where the strength is,
Okay.
Because everyone who wins took an L somewhere. It's so rare that you just out of the blue and you won. Nothing else. You tried, you won, done. Who does that?
Yeah.
I mean, our president, I saw something today, said our president he ran for president for the first time 30 years ago. 30 years ago? And just now being inaugurated?
Right.
That's not giving up, man.
Right.
That's not giving up.
That's true. And just to add, just because a guy takes you to an exquisite restaurant, value, he probably, like I said, making himself that much further in debt. But what I've realized, those ride or die chicks, because me personally, I always have this litmus test that I like to do. I was like, hey, we're going to McDonald's to get a Happy Meal, to get something to eat. Are you cool with that? And of course, you get the looks like, what? Oh no, you're not taking me to McDonald's. Okay, well, Chick-fil-A then. How about Chick-fil-A? All right, let's go to Chick-fil-A. But the thing is, conversely to that though, the other response that I got was, babe, wherever you are, as long as I'm with you, I'm with you. Let's go. And that female right there, hey, where you want to go? Let's go to Fogo de Chao. Wherever you want to go.
Yeah. Okay. So this question has come up. Do you prefer women who make 6 figures? So does it matter to a man who makes 6 figures, like that he wants a woman on that level? What are your thoughts?
No, it doesn't matter to us at all. I can't speak for the other brothers and all, but for me, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter because you can make 6 figures and you could be a snooty poo.
Right.
You could be a square. You can be so tight that every time you walk, you squeak. But I want someone that has personality, that has a sense of humor. And if you don't have those traits, if you're loyal to me, we good.
Yeah. And I've heard that so many times that women place more emphasis on how much a man makes, and it could be related to wanting and desiring security.
Absolutely.
As men are more focused on, you know, the personality, her attitude, you know,
Yeah.
and what she brings, the intangibles that she brings to
Yes.
the table.
Yes.
Okay. Would you agree? Rob, what
We care about all those intangibles.
you thinking of? You what you saying?
I say because we care about all those intangibles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The money aspect. Oh, we got the money. Don't worry. We got you, babe. We got you.
I mean,
You bring those intangibles, we gonna roll red carpet out for you.
Got it.
real talk. A woman making that kind of money is too busy.
Yes, absolutely.
She's
Absolutely.
too busy, and she's too busy. And for her to be that successful, that means she's relentless to some aspect.
Yes.
And I don't see me being worked in front of any of that. You know,
That's interesting.
Yeah, because she's pretty much career driven and focused to where oh, you're like an afterthought. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've been
Versus
married.
that one that's not. She's like, she worship the ground you walk on.
Mm.
I was about to say, I've been married.
She would do whatever for you.
Yeah.
Because she knows she's secure.
Right.
She knows she's good. Yeah.
That's so interesting. Rob, what were you about to say?
I was about to say, I've been married for 14 years. My wife and I have been together for 16. And we're heading to divorce now. And it's cool though, because like we've done our thing and she's driven. She's so driven at what she's doing. And like her education and things like that. And that's cool, but she doesn't have the time for me. And it is what it is. You know, we're going to raise our children and everything's going to be everything. But at the end of the day, I want to be happy too. And I think I deserve that. So that's what it boils down to.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that men desire a woman to be available, you know, to give time and to show him that she's interested. So Patrice disagrees with you, Rob. She said that's not true. How many six-figure women do you know? So basically what she's saying is not all six-figure women are really busy, you know, like that, where they won't have time.
And like I said, I'm speaking general. I know several six-figure women.
Yeah.
You know, it's the reality of it is they're extremely busy. If they dug it out the ground, especially if they dug it out the ground. You know, if you have a job that's paying you that, great. But you know, if they dug it out the ground, they're busy as hell. And
so
I'm a
serial entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I'm a serial entrepreneur. That's just what I attract. That's what I like. That's who I am. And well, is it what I attract really though? Not really. Thinking back, it's like you know, yeah, man.
So so I think it just depends. So I get what you're saying, Patrice. Not all women who make six figures, you know, are that busy. It depends on where you work. Because if you work for the federal government, it's easy to, you know, climb the ladder in that regard and still have a 9 to 5 and have time for your man. So it just depends. But I understand what he's saying. If a woman is an entrepreneur, then you know she is grinding and has a lot on her plate that she's juggling. So yeah. So.
And hold on, because it's other stuff too, though. It's the other stuff. It's the kids. If you have kids, you know, because Kevin says that takes 2 points off rip.
Well, do you think that's true?
Okay, I'll say what I'll say what he said. Stepkids are a liability for a stepfather.
Stepkids are a liability for a stepfather.
Because you, as a stepfather, you're going to spend money, and you have never in your life heard a kid, you know, make it to the NFL and say, "I want to thank." After he thanks God, I want to thank my stepfather for carrying me to practice and paying for my uniform and putting me in this league and that league. No one thanks the stepdad, so it's a liability for a stepfather. It's a big responsibility. You know, and so people don't think that the kid looks at the kid as a liability. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot and so to have a dude step in, and what Kevin was saying is, so the guy that you had the baby from, he wasn't good enough to marry you. You didn't want to marry him, but now you want me to come with all my money and take care of you and him. and you've done nothing to improve yourself.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You have more mileage. You're bringing another life to the.
So the women are really disagreeing with you, Rob. So Scotty, what are your which I knew it was gonna happen. Y'all, Rob, this he has views that people don't agree with, but it's fine. Go ahead, Scotty. What are your thoughts?
my my thoughts.
I love his point of view.
Yeah, but I mean that's good though. That's good. I mean, because it is what it is. My point of view is, kids, that's a touchy subject. And it varies from person to person. But for me personally, 2 is my limit. Anything beyond that, because I have to, and I get it. We live in a society. You very rarely find a young lady or a woman that doesn't have any kids. So now what do?
Yeah.
Now you go back to the cave and hide out and hope that one magically appears. I mean, you just we gotta live realistically in this realistic world, because
for guys, we can dig a little younger though,
but we can. However,
I'm in my 40s, man. I'm in
the 40s. They're a little immature.
I get you. Some are, but some have the maturity. All I gotta do is pluck a couple gray hairs, man. I'm in there.
Man, I don't have to pluck gray hair, man. I just show up, and it's just like
they're looking up.
Yeah.
They want to be with somebody who's secure as well. So these girls are young, in their 20s, and they want an older guy too. The only thing they are about kids, but
yeah.
So Rob, what about this? So you said from your perspective, kids are a liability. What about the other way around? The man's kids, like if he's a 6-figure guy that he has kids, is it the same? Do you think it's the same thought?
I have 2 children, and I think my children will be a liability to some other man when my wife and I get divorced. That's the reality. I'm going to take care of my kids myself. My kids won't want for anything. But for him to be, even if it's him driving them to this practice or do this, whatever, he's investing in something that he's not going to have a lot of return out of,
So why couldn't you take your kids to those events, soccer,
and believe me,
whatever?
In most instances, I definitely will, but I can't honestly tell you that I guarantee I will physically be in Georgia when something's going on that my son has when he's in high school. I may be in LA, I may be wherever, it's
right. Those are exceptions to the rules.
Yeah, right.
Those are exceptions to the rules. However,
still just the facts to me. I get what you're saying, but it's just the facts. It is.
Yeah, because you can do what you can do while you're there. That way, whenever you're off on your business trip, you won't feel guilty, because they know that if Dad was there, Dad would be right here taking me to wherever I need to go.
Absolutely. And that's everything you can do.
So I think it just depends. Like Scotty said, it's really, a case-by-case situation, and it just depends on the person's perspective. So this is not, everybody's opinion. This is just, these 2 brothers' opinions, which I appreciate. So I want to get into Carolee's question. She says, what advice do you have for 6-figure women who are single so that they don't present themselves in a way that puts men off? Because that can be challenging. Like some men can feel a type of way if she makes 6 figures and he doesn't. What advice do you have for her?
That guy, you're going to have an issue with, because you have to understand, dude most likely grew up without his father in the household. Like that's just in our community. That's just what it is. Right. So who taught him to be said man? His mother. You have to just be soft. A woman, whether she's making 6 figures, she's not. she has to just be able to be soft. We know you're strong. We know you had to be strong, to survive to where you are today, who you are. You had to be strong. But we need you to be soft so that way you can help push us so we can grow this thing together.
Right.
That's what it takes.
Yeah. But what if so I get that as far as walking in her femininity, but she can't control how much she makes, right? So what if he just has an issue with that? What if she does have
the right dude for you?
You know,
the right dude for you.
Okay.
Yeah, he gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah. You sometimes like you have to cut your losses. That guy is not the right guy for you.
Yeah.
It may be, and it doesn't mean that the guy has to be making a certain number. He just has to have the right ambition. His ambition has to be big. He has to always have an idea.
Yeah. So Scotty, what are your thoughts? What
the thing is, he got to look at it from a different lens. You're not adversaries. You're on the same team. Because honestly, if I had a lady that made more than me, I don't care. Honestly, I don't, because you got to be secure in your own skin. And if you're insecure, you have insecurities like, oh man, I feel less than. No, and it's up. And I think it's a give take. The female got to say, hey babe, look, I may make more than you, however, but this is ours. And once he's able to wrap that around in his mind and see it is ours, now he's going to have a different perspective, and he's going to try to stir up, shake up whatever ambitions that's on the inside of him to do better, because he knows, like, okay, I need to add more to this because I want Bae to feel as though I'm a contributor as well.
So what about this? Because I think also what she's saying is from a dating perspective, even before you get into the relationship aspect, like how does she present herself so that she doesn't, I guess, make them feel a certain kind of way? Like, is there anything, I guess, just being herself, basically?
Yeah. Okay. Be yourself. Just be who you are, because he's not going to see your money up before you get in a relationship. He's going to see you as a person. And then once he gets to know you, he'll be like, oh, good Lord, you made what? Oh. But by that time, he's already hook, line, and sinker. He's with you.
Yeah.
He's ride or die.
Yeah. And it could be if she drives a nice car, so you start to see those things, and it's like, oh, she must make some money, so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it. So man, we almost at the end of our conversation, and we ain't even got to all the questions that I wanted to ask. I do want to get this question in, right? I know. So I do want to get this question in. What should women be looking for? So if we put six figures to the side, what do you really say women should be looking for in a potential mate?
Integrity. Makes you his priority. Makes you smile, willing to make you feel secure, gentle, attentive to your needs. So I mean, all those things are vitally important. Has a sense of humor. Someone that even whenever he makes you mad, you're like, you know what, I can't stand to be away from him. Someone that loves to spend time with you, not for sex only, but just for cuddling, just hanging out, watching a movie. And finally, my favorite, enjoys hanging out with you while you spend his money and countless hours in the store.
Oh, wait, you said, okay, wait. So she gonna go to the store, she gonna spend countless hours spending his money.
In the store, spending his money.
Got it. Okay. That's what she should be looking for. Got it. Okay. Rob, what you got?
But there's a warning though. And Rob hit on it earlier. It may look as though a man, with six figure, he's all this, but you gotta be mindful of that person may not be committed to the relationship. It may be unfaithful, verbally, emotionally and physically abusive to you.
Wow.
Wears a mask.
Mm.
And you know what a woman must realize, he has many options, and you know, and there are many levels to this six figure, because the 100 is just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to the 5 percentile, you're at 700,000 or
Mm.
more. So there are many levels and layers when it comes to a six figure man.
Wow. That's yeah, that's a whole nother yeah. Rob, what you got? What you got to say about that?
I
About
agree with him.
what should she be looking for?
I agree with him. What he said.
Hey Rob, yeah, what I said, yeah, that's how we do it. You know, we come. I got you,
Just
bro. I got you.
wind it back and get some of that. That's what he said. That's
Yeah.
what's right. You know,
Yeah.
I would just add ambition to that. You know, ambition with the willingness to put in the work.
Mhm.
You know, but she has to be willing to help him with the work.
Mm.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
she has to be willing to help him. If
Yeah.
you really want a guy to be there, because the reality of it is, like, ladies, the dude that makes six figures that wanted you in high school or in college.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
dated him at some point.
Yeah.
He's continuing on his path.
Mhm.
You know, I would just suggest, if you're not, my man says LA in like an LA 9. You know, everybody knows the women in LA look like crazy, and a lot of it's plastic. But anyways, you know, that's not like, if you're not physically that, you know, like, look back to the dudes that you knew who were on the lower end but still had the ambition.
Yeah.
You know, and eat asparagus. If you don't eat asparagus, you're never gonna be with a guy who makes $100,000.
No, that's true.
Oh, wait, Rob. So you said that she has to look like the women in LA, like she has to have a. I thought you said look.
No, I said if she's not that, because
Yeah.
99% of the women aren't that. If you're not that,
Uh-huh.
and you want a dude who makes $100,000, like, look back to the dudes who were in your past, who had the ambition, but just needed somebody to help push them. And what broke you two up? Like, would you not mess with that dude now, based on what happened? Because if you've grown, you could have gotten over that. If you ask me, you know, you could have got past that.
So wait,
that's where your dude is.
I don't understand. Why she got to look back at that dude so she can't get no new dude?
I'm just saying, like, dude already established at $100,000.
Yeah.
He has the LA 9s to look at.
So
if he don't know you and he don't want you for anything that's substantial, because if you rate yourself as a 4 and a 6 with makeup, like, you're not competing.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is he has options, and depending upon what you look like, he may or may not choose you.
True.
Right.
Okay.
Because most men see with their eyes first. We see you and see what you look like, and then we want to hear what's going on in your mind.
See, I thought it was all about the intangibles you was talking about earlier. Now, how we get to this?
I mean, but there's like, okay, so here's the thing. Let me back up.
Okay, I'm confused, Rob. Break it.
I'm 2 lanes. How much time we got? We don't have a lot. There's 2 lanes, ladies. There's 2 lanes. We see you, we'll talk to you. Everybody's at the juncture. If you go left, that may just be like, I want to be physical with her. You go right, that's where the potential is to, you know, put a ring on it. You know, but it's how long the juncture is, and there's not a lot of go left and then bring it back right.
Okay. You know? All right. Well, the people want to know what you mean by this asparagus part. Now, why she got to eat asparagus? What is that? They are confused. They want to understand. What do you mean?
As crazy as it sounds, people who are well off, have a taste for asparagus. I don't know why.
Asparagus.
Huh?
The actual food, like the vegetable.
The vegetable, asparagus. Okay. every high-end 5-star restaurant you go to, they serve asparagus. I don't know why. I don't know if asparagus is from outer space. If you eat asparagus and you don't like the taste for it, then that's just not your lane.
Okay.
Be happy in your lane. Be
All
really
right.
well off for middle class.
Okay, listen, you learn something new when you're talking to Rob. I swear.
You don't want people don't want to believe it.
Okay.
But it's asparagus, man.
They do, like,
Get
they
your
do.
asparagus game up.
Yeah, I understand.
If a woman can cook and she can cook a man who makes $100,000 and she cooks him asparagus, hooked.
I can't with you. So we have 5 more minutes left. Oh my God, you have gave the people something to laugh at and disagree with on tonight. So thank you. Thank you for all that you shared tonight. So let's leave the people with some last minute thoughts. So Scotty, we'll start with you. What are the last things that you want to say with the people watching tonight about this topic?
Just some words of wisdom. Don't place your value solely on a man's wallet or what's in his pocket only. Consider their character, their personality, how they make you feel, how they treat and honor you, and more importantly, their availability and ability to love you. That's a high value man.
Availability and ability to love
Yes,
you. Yeah.
yes. Because you have some dudes not available.
You're right.
And some dudes don't have the ability to love you.
You're right.
So when you have both of those,
that's a high value man. Got it. All right, Rob, what would you leave with the people tonight about this topic?
And honestly, just focus in.
Eat asparagus, right?
They on this asparagus. They really trying to figure this out.
Focus in on being a helpmate. Yeah. Honestly, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, and I know Kev gets a lot of flack, obviously, but sometimes ladies, y'all need to put your penis up, man. Like, focus on it. It means stop
being away.
Yeah, right. Stop being so aggressive in everything you do. Like, let that man lead a little bit. You know, like I said, the smart men, we know that we're not ever really leading. We're leading, doing what you want. You know?
Yeah.
Just figure that out, man. Yeah. Oh, and real quick, the dude you get, I want you to think of the most nastiest, freakiest thing you could ever think of. Do that shit.
Hey, what he said.
Yo, man.
Jay.
Got it. Okay. All right. So for all y'all watching, listen, take whatever you need to take from this conversation. But no, this was great. I really appreciate both of you, your time, and just for your energy and the words of wisdom that you had to share, and even the different perspectives.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. And just for engaging in this conversation, because I enjoyed it. I learned a lot from it and got a lot out of it. A lot was confirmed for me in what I've heard men say before, but I just wanted to hear it, from your mouth. So I appreciate that. And I really appreciate all of you who were watching tonight. I know I couldn't get to all of your comments because the chat was on fire, but I did try to highlight the ones, that could contribute to the conversation, but we'll go back and look at them and comment later. But thank you so much for tuning in. And this has been Relationship Talks with Siobhan Carter. And next week, y'all, I want to talk to you, and it's just going to be me next week. I want to talk to you about a heart-to-heart healing conversation that I had with my ex-husband. Tune in because it's going to be really good, and I think you're going to get some value out of it. So, until next time, good night.